How you guys doing? So we now know that Howard the Duck is going to get a buff. So he has a champion spotlight, Howard the Duck. But first of all, let's look at his original version for now before he gets a buff. So a lot of players are complaining that it's not really a buff, it's more like a nerf. And I gotta be honest, I don't know too much about Howard the Duck. Okay, I know Suida is an expert at Howard the Duck, and he feels like he's been nerfed instead of buff. So let's just look at his current abilities. So he has ability that they did remove when it comes to his it's different now. His waking ability is different now. They removed it. So it's when attacking, I believe that's increasing his attack 334.18 per stack. I believe that's a fury buff. They also removed that. Passive increase, Howard's critical damage is increased by 48.36. They removed that as well. As far as special attack 1 and the special attack 2, they also changed it or removed it, however you want to call it. So I really don't understand why they just give a champion a tune-up. It does not make any sense to me that they have to. Really, they just have to change the way the champion is. So like I mentioned, we can go back to his to what his buff is gonna look like. So his signature ability, if we look at his signature ability, it's different than what it is now when you buff when his buff comes live. So there's no more of his Quack Fu, I believe that's what it's called, from his signature ability. It's now just mostly gonna be focused on mutants. It looks like it. And it's really more focused on if you're going up against Domino. So this one looks like he's a great counter for Domino for the new buff. But that's it. That's all he has. You know, okay, I'm going to be created for one champion in the game. It doesn't make any sense for you to create a champion that way. Or even arguably mutant as well. But I feel like his buff, even against mutant, I feel like his old buff, I mean, previous one seems like it's better than the one it is now. Maybe for like, except like Domino, I guess. That's the only thing. I mean, or you can make an argument, oh yeah, his new buff is better against mutant champions. But that's it. There's 6 different classes in game. So he doesn't get any, by looking at it, he doesn't get any bonus from his signature ability, from his buff, unless you're fighting against mutants. So I'm not sure what's the point of that. So like I said, why don't they just add stuff to his ability instead of, like, this would be a nice thing to have, adding to his signature ability instead of taking it away. So this will make him a better counter for mutants or Domino, and then have his his ability. Instead, they remove his old signature ability. They're going to anyway. So another thing that they could have done is, see right here, there's some things that I like that they could have just added. So here, while either champion is stunned, 100% chance to gain Fury buff, increasing attack rating by 235.8 for 10 seconds. So you pretty much increase 10% of your base attack, and it's max stack 50. Before, there was no max stacks. I mean, maybe it was 100, but I don't know. But it was definitely more than 50. And then to gain a Fury buff, it's increased by 10%. Before, it was a little bit more than that. I'm not sure exactly how much more. I'm guessing 12%, but not that, definitely more than 10%. Now it's only 10% when it comes to getting a Fury buff. So max stack 50, so you're gonna increase your attack by 500% max attack. So I really don't like the fact that they, you know, in this case they limit it, and then it's less than what it used to be, which does not make any sense whatsoever. Heavy attack, it's nice they give him an armor break debuff, but it does actually, his old buff, I mean his old previous one, he does have armor break. So this one could be a plus, this new armor break on the heavy attacks. I mean, I wouldn't mind the heavy attacks they added, which I think is gonna be more pro than con. I think so. Also, another thing they did is Let's see. Where is it at? He's now, it's somewhere here. He's now immune to bleed. So that's a really big plus for Howard the Duck. I mean, that's just a small buff. If all they did was make Howard the Duck immune to bleed, that would have been great. Another thing they did was, I thought that was really nice, if they could have just added instead, let me go through it. So it's special 3. It gives you 100% chance to inflict a 3-second stun debuff. If Howard gets a perfect result, so I'm assuming you're using a special 5-star or a 6-star, you get a special 3 mini game. The stun debuff becomes a passive and lasts 4 seconds. So that's a really nice thing to have. If they had just added that instead of just remove what his current special 3 is, this would have been a really nice buff to have. But they did remove his special 3, his current special 3. So a lot of things here. It's special 1, special 2. We just have to see. I'm not sure that really helped Howard the Duck or not for his current buff going on, but we'll see. But special 3, they couldn't just add it to the special 3. That would have been nice, I think. But really, I just feel like, why did they have to remove all the stuff that he has currently? A simple tune-up, like let's just go back to what they could have done. There's somewhere there's something that here I can't see it, but he's now immune to bleed. You just have to take my word for it, but it's somewhere in here. If you go to Marvel Contest of Champion, he is immune to bleed now. Another thing that was good that they did is they could have just added instead is when either champion is stunned, that increase the fury buff. That's good, but they just could have add that special 3. You getting a stun on the opponent. They could have just add that instead. This signature ability, they couldn't just add that as well, instead of just changing everything. The, what do you call this, the Howard, the gold pull synergy and Howard for Howard the Duck, and the platinum pull synergy with Howard the Duck is really nice too, so they couldn't just added that as well. So I really think they should have just added stuff to Howard the Duck instead of making a complete change to him, in my opinion. Thank you.